Okay, let's go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Probation Officer's Perspective. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit that notification bell to all so you'll be notified of all the new content that I'm pushing out. And with that, I want to thank you guys for all your support. So, more CDCR news. It's been October 18th, and then it was yesterday. I did a video, the CDCR released a homicide, then two today in two different prisons. And the reason I do these videos, I just wanted to tell you guys, because I really don't talk about it. The reason I do these videos, is for awareness. So hopefully you're watching somebody, just one person maybe, watching these videos to make you aware of, if you're thinking about getting involved in a gang activity, or just criminal involvement in general, being a criminal, doing criminal activities. You could end up in prison in California. If you live in California, this is what could happen to you in the prison. So I just like to make people aware, like, you're going to prison. You're not going to summer camp. And this could be you, just one wrong move, one wrong mistake. And it could be within your own faction, your own car, you know what I mean? All you have to do is step out of pocket and you might get a warning. But we could speculate all day long about what happens, but we all know, if you've watched my channel or anybody else's channel, read the news, watch the news, this happens, and we can speculate all day of what the reasoning is. Sometimes it's right there in front of our faces. If it's weirdo charges, especially with minors, but when there is no bad charges, it's normally within each faction, each car, and sometimes it's not. But I just want to make people aware of that. That's why I do these, is for awareness. Stay out of prison. Don't go to prison. It's not the place to be. It's not cool. Because I'm going to tell you what, when you go to prison, everybody will forget about you eventually. Everything stops. Your lifetime, you're just doing time, no matter how long the time is. And I can speak on this on my own time, because I was locked up. So I'm not just somebody that spews out these news stories from the CDCR for no reason, for awareness, but also because I've been locked up. And, I'm still here. But that's by God's grace, I'm still here. And some people aren't that lucky. So anyways, let's get on with it. I just want to let people know why I do these videos, because I've had people ask me and I've never really responded. So, this is what it's about. All right, so let me get myself smaller here, and then we'll get on to the story that the CDCR put out. Like, again, 2 in one day. All right. Pleasant Valley State Prison officials investigating the death of an inmate as a homicide. November 12th, 2024. Kalinga. California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation officials are investigating the November 11th, 2024 death of an inmate at Pleasant Valley State Prison as a homicide. At approximately 10:30 a.m., two inmates, Raul Godinez and Omar Delgado, allegedly attacked Alan Green. Staff immediately responded and ordered all involved to get down. When those directions were ignored, staff used chemical weapons to successfully quell the incident. Life-saving measures were used on Green, who suffered multiple puncture wounds. He was assessed by medical staff and transported to an outside medical facility. Green was pronounced deceased at 12:09 p.m. No other injuries were reported. Godinez and Delgado have been placed in restricted housing as PVSP's Investigative Services Unit continues its investigation. The Office of the Inspector General has been notified, and the Fresno County Coroner's Office will determine Green's official cause of death. Well, I think multiple puncture wounds pretty much says pretty much what his cause of death is, but, that's just, they got to be all legalized about it. Green served multiple terms, so this is the victim. Green served multiple terms and was most recently from San Diego. On March 6, 2024, he was sentenced to 4 years for possession of a controlled substance in prison, and 2 years to be served concurrently for vehicle theft with prior vehicle-related theft convictions. Godinez, one of the alleged attackers, was most recently received from Los Angeles County on January 24, 2019. He was sentenced to 18 years for first-degree robbery in an inhabited dwelling and second-degree robbery with an enhancement of use of a firearm. On October 21st, 2024, he received a 2-year, 8-month sentence for manufacturing of a deadly weapon while in prison. So he was caught with the weapon prior to this. Just about a couple weeks ago, he just got 2 years, 8 months for being in possession of a weapon. Delgado was received from Los Angeles County on June 23rd, 2017. He was sentenced to life with the possibility of parole for first-degree murder. So here's our deceased, Alan Green. This is one of the alleged attackers, Omar Delgado. And the other alleged attacker, Raul Godinez. So, like the video I just did, because this is 2 in one day, North Kern and now Pleasant Valley. When it's 3-on-1, 2-on-1, and there's weapons involved, they don't say on this one, but I'm guessing it was on the yard. 2-on-1 on the yard. Normally, and they're all Southerners. They're all down south. So, like I was talking about in my other video, it's within their own faction. For whatever reason, Green stepped out of pocket, or he had I could speculate on all kinds of things of why, but I'm just going to say, it could be drug related, going against the grain, you know what I mean? He could have had a drug debt, using drugs, a gambling debt, whatever it is, could have been out of pocket on that. We only get what we get from the CDCR when they release their information, so I can only speculate on certain things. But if you've watched my channel or you've watched other channels, then you kind of know, when it's 2-on-1 and there's weapons, or 3-on-1 and weapons. That's they got a green light on them for whatever their reason. And again, we don't know that because they're never going to say that. If there's any updates, I will update you, but they rarely, I don't think I've ever got an update from the CDCR. They don't like to update. Again, make myself bigger now. It's awareness. Prison's not the place to be. You're free. You're out in the world. You can do whatever you want to do with your life. Anything's capable. You're capable of anything. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do it. And I can speak from my own experience of turning my life around. And that's another thing I want to talk about real quick on this video. And I've talked about it on my other video I just did, because this is 2 homicides in one day in the prison, CDCR. I was locked up in California prison years ago when I was a teenager. I was 19 years old. And I had several encounters with with criminal stuff and law enforcement prior to that. And I changed my life. I turned my life around. And luckily, I walked out of that prison. You know what I mean? And I'm here talking to you guys now. Some people aren't that lucky. And is that the risk you really want to take? If you're free and you have family and you have kids or whatever it is, or you're a kid yourself, don't get sucked into that lifestyle, because you can do anything. I turned my whole life around from being locked up. I walked out those doors and I said, I'm never going back, and I've never been back. And I changed my whole life, my mindset, my life. I have a pretty big family. I have 5 kids. You know what I mean? So I've changed my life. And I hope that when I do these videos, again, people ask me, well, why do you do these videos on the CDCR? Well, this is why. Because, you know what I mean? I don't want to see you on here and be doing a story about you because you got, killed in prison for whatever reason it was. Don't go to prison. You know what I mean? Turn your life around. You can do it. All right. With that, I want to give my condolences to the victim's family. For whatever reason, I always give my condolences, because you know what? He could be a husband, a father, a brother, somebody, he's a son, a cousin, uncle, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. When somebody gets killed, for whatever, if it's politics, it doesn't matter, whatever the reason is, my condolences go out to the family. With that, I want to thank you guys. And again, if you haven't already done so, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to all, so you'll be notified of all the new content that I'm pushing. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.